Well, one thing I can tell you is that you probably won't be smiling when you notice that, because it's not the easiest thing to get rid of. Hello my friends! Today's video is going to be all about the best and worst Hermes bag accessories. So whether you're looking to personalize and customize your beloved Kelly bag, let's say, or if you're trying to make sure that your Birkin stays in the best shape possible, I'll have you covered in this video. We'll be going over the most popular Hermes accessories, including the ones that in my opinion are worth your money and your time, and the ones that you should just really kindly say no to. So if you'd like to find out which accessory belongs to which group, then please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and keep on watching. Obviously, it makes perfect sense that you'd like to take care of your Hermes bags, which are not only incredibly expensive, but are just as difficult to come by. It's not like if something happened to your Hermes bag, you could just go back into the boutique and be like, look, I need another one in the exact same size and the exact same color. Can I buy one off the shelf? It's not quite as easy as that. So I completely understand this enthusiasm to want to take care of your Hermes bags. I feel the same way. So I thought today we could go over some of the best and worst accessories. But one disclaimer that I do have to make is that if you like any one of these pieces and they have been working well for you, stick with them. That's the most important thing. As long as they work for you, that's all that matters. But these have been my first-hand experiences and what I picked up from people who work for Hermes and who are much more knowledgeable than I am. So without further ado, let's get into it. And I don't think you'll be surprised to hear this first accessory that is incredibly popular, but in my opinion, is kind of useless. Obviously, if you love the way these make your bags look, go for them, enjoy them. But in my opinion, they kind of make them a little bit more cutesy and almost like a little cupcake, which is just personally not my aesthetic. And I also find that they make your bags top heavy, which, believe it or not, are twillies. It's just a lot when you wrap a twilly on the handles of your bags, especially because most of them are known for being quite colorful and over the top. And since you already have the handles of your bags, which are truly like a piece of art, you have the twist closure, you have the sangles, you have the logo, the little bars that the sangles are sitting on, and everything else. Twillies just kind of add the cherry on top that you've never really asked for and never really wanted. It's just way too overwhelming in my opinion, and I just don't like the way they look. Now, do you absolutely need twillies? Because a lot of people are often made feel that they should pick up a twilly as soon as they get themselves a new Birkin or a Kelly or even any other Hermes bag that has a handle on it. Are twillies a must-have? In my opinion, they are not. Don't worry about it, your handles will not fall apart if you don't put a twilly on them. They won't change shape, they won't change color, they won't change in texture. If you do have a bag that is made of a really light color or an extremely fragile skin, can twillies help? Yes, they 1000% can, but they are not a must-have. You don't have to worry about any changes happening to the handles of your bags, as long as you take proper care of them and you use them as you go back using any other bag in your collection. Maybe have a look at your already existing bags and see how many of them changed color when it comes to the handles. I would dare to guess that you won't see that drastic of a change on any one of your bags, but if you do, make sure to get yourself a set of twillies, because in that case you do need them. But I find that twillies are not a must-have. They are not the end-all and be-all of taking care of your Hermes bags, because Hermes bags were created to last. They are crafted of the best quality materials by the best craftsmen out there, so you don't have to worry about them too much. They were created so you can enjoy them, and that's why you're paying so much money for them. Not to mention that Twillies won't last a lifetime either, and if you're really that rough on your bags, that Twillies are a must-have. You have a lot more to worry about than just the handles, including the corners, the overall structure of your bag, the hardware itself. And Twillies are also something that you have to repurchase. They are made of the finest silk, so they won't make your bags bulletproof. You have to take care of the Twillies as much as you take care of your bags. And if you don't, you'll probably have to repurchase a new set once or maybe even twice a year. And if we do some quick math, how much is a set of Twillies these days? If you have a Birkin, obviously you'll need two of them. That's like almost $200 a piece at this point. And if you have to buy two of those, two sets each year, that's $800 a year just on Twillies, when that money could have gone towards your Hermes spa fund. Because the best thing about Hermes bags is that almost anything on them can be fixed. So if you start noticing the handles changing color, which by the time that happens, you'll have other little flaws that you'll want to take care of, you can easily take your bag back to Hermes and have a craftsman look at it for you. And if need be, the handles can easily be replaced. And the money that you saved by not buying a new set of Twillies each year will actually cover not only the cleansing a couple of times, but even maybe changing the handles on your bags, depending on how long it takes you for them to get discolored, which I assume would take at least a decade or so if you're careful with your bags. Reasonably, of course. Moving on, the next accessory, or accessories actually, that I would recommend that you skip are back shapers and back pillows. I would say that you shouldn't buy a back shaper that is too tough inside of your bags. When Hermes bags were made to last, and they were put together almost like this perfect little piece of art. The last thing they need is for anyone to force them into a shape that they shouldn't take on. If you've had a bag for a while that you start seeing changes in and you can start noticing it losing its shape, I would say to invest in the proper bag insert, which can do absolute wonders. I'm talking from first-hand experience. I have seen how much a bag insert can do for a bag that is starting to lose its shape and starting to sag. My personal favorite bag insert, you guys know by now, is the 7RP bag inserts, which are unbelievably expensive. But there is a reason for that. They were custom created to make sure that they fit into your bags perfectly. They help to support your bags from the inside out. Not to mention that they also help to protect the lining of your bags, which is one of the only things that Hermes is not willing to work on. They will never change the lining of your bags because at that point they might as well just create a brand new bag for you. So I would say invest in a bag insert over bag shaper, one that will give your bags just the right amount of support, not any more and not any less than what they need. And then when it comes to these bag pillows that people use to stuff their bags, even though I'm sure that they're absolutely stunning, they're beautiful, and they help to enhance the experience of you taking care of your bags, I would say just stick with what you already have. Get some bubble wrap and stuff your bags with bubble wrap on the inside and you're good to go. It's going to be a lot less expensive and maybe even a lot more sustainable. This next accessory that I would say you should be careful with is actually something that comes with most of your Hermes bags, which is the clochette and the matching log. And I was told about this by a craftsman. This is not something that I've witnessed firsthand or something that I would have ever thought of. But the more you think about it, the more sense it makes. Apparently, if you have this hanging out on the front of your bag and you use your bag on a regular basis, you won't notice, but these two pieces slowly go back and forth as you use your bag. And over time, they can leave an indentation on your bag and show their path where they were going back and forth, which is what insiders call the smile mark because it sort of creates this smiley face on the front of your bag. Well, one thing I can tell you is that you probably won't be smiling when you notice that because it's not the easiest thing to get rid of. So I would say that this is something that you have to be extremely careful with. If you'd like to use the lock on your bag as an accessory, if you have a Kelly that you're dealing with, you can actually lock it onto that little hook that the shoulder strap is supposed to go onto. That's what I personally tend to do. On a Birkin, you might want to put this on the inside, so you can wrap this around the handle of your bag and just put it on the inside of your bag. So even if it moves back and forth, that smiley mark won't be visible on the outside. But this is something that you have to be careful with, especially because I've seen quite a few people use the lock on the twist closure of their Birkins just constantly, even when their bag is open, which can either drag the bag forward or inward depending on how much stuff you have in your bag. So this is something that is fun to have. It's nice to accessorize your bag with every once in a while, but I would say be careful with this. Keep your friends close but your enemies closer. This is the perfect example of that. You would never think that something that comes with your Hermes bag can do some harm, but apparently it really can. So I would say that if you're going to put something on your bag as a bag charm, maybe go for a rodeo, even though people can go overboard with rodeos. Trust me, I have gone overboard in the past. I would say that if you want to accessorize your bags and you like the way rodeos look, get one or two of them. That is all you need. Any more than that is just going to be redundant, but at least they're made of all leather, so you don't have to worry about it scratching or marking your bag. Or another trick that I have for you is to use some sort of a necklace that you can get from Hermes that has a leather band, and also make sure that the one that you choose doesn't have any sharp edges either, just because the last thing you want is to spend all this money on accessorizing your bag and then having to spend even more money on fixing the damage that the accessories did. But speaking of something else that is completely free that comes with your bags, that I am personally a big fan of, is the raincoat that comes in most of your Hermes leather bags. Those little inventions you should always keep on hand, because I can guarantee that the only time you take them out of your bag is going to be the time you get stuck in a rainstorm with no umbrella with you. Trust me, I'm talking from experience. I know that they are heavy and I know that they come in this bulky little folder, but thankfully you get two raincoats, so you can just take one out, put it in the back zip pocket of your bag, and just keep it in there at all times. They're always good to have on hand. And two more accessories, neither one of which are actually made by Hermes, but to me, they are a must at this point. The first one is a cedar block. So this is just a wooden block made out of cedar wood, which you might have seen sold by companies who sell cashmere pieces, because cedar wood is often used as a natural moth repellent. Moth apparently also like leather, which was news to me. It might be something that you're like, duh, we've all known this. I personally didn't know, but ever since I found that out, I've been putting these next to all of my bags. I don't put them inside of my bag, I don't put them directly onto my bags, but I just put them nearby just to make sure that I don't have any issues with moth, because it's so strange how moth have more expensive taste than any one of us do. You can have 20 sweaters hanging in your wardrobe, they're not going to eat any one of them except the most expensive one, and I don't want to test my bags, so just to stay on the safe side, I put these nearby my bags. They're all natural, there's nothing in them, so make sure that you just get a plain cedar wood block. That's what I do. So I have a couple of these by my bags, and they're also meant to be great at absorbing any sort of moisture from the air, which is your bag's worst enemy too. So these are just an all-around great piece to have. Are they a necessity? I'm not sure, but they make me feel better. When I go to sleep at night, knowing that moth is one thing that I don't have to worry about when it comes to my bags. And then another thing that I personally have been loving having next to my bags or in my bags are air tags, which are basically little tracking devices. They're supposed to help you keep track of your prized possessions, which I assume your bags are some of them. You can just drop them inside of your bags. Even Hermes sells them as little bag charms, so you can put them onto your bags, and these will help you make sure that you know where your bags are. Now, these are not guaranteed to be able to track your bags forever because they have this built-in sort of stalking feature. So Apple wanted to make sure that no one can stalk you by putting one of these inside of your bags without you knowing about it, and they'll always know where you are. So if you are without your AirTag for a long time, if it's far from the phone that it's connected to, it might notify the phone that it has been close to, just to let them know that, hey, I'm an AirTag, I have been with you for a little while, are you aware of me? Which I can definitely appreciate, but just know that this is not something that will protect your bags forever, but it might be something that you appreciate having in or outside of your bags, just so you can keep track of them at all times. Hopefully, you will never have to, but these are a couple of things that will not break the bank, but you might find incredibly helpful. And my friends, this completes today's video on the best and worst Hermes bag accessories. I hope you found it helpful, and just know that these can apply to any leather bag in your collection, be it from Hermes, Chanel, Versace, or even not a designer, just a leather bag that you love and appreciate. I hope you found it helpful, and I really would like to think that it wasn't too overwhelming, but if you're just like, wow, this is a lot of information, I don't know where to begin, I would say get yourself some bubble wrap and order yourself a 7RP insert, and you will be good to go. That is the best place to start, because stuffing your bag with the proper stuffing material, not overstuffing or understuffing it, just making sure that it looks as it should and as it did when you first bought it, will do absolute wonders for your bags. Do let me know in the comment section if you have any tips, any tricks up your sleeve that you wouldn't mind sharing, or if there are any accessories that you couldn't go without. Please let us know in the comment section, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you back here with a new video really, really soon. But for now, bye.